I used to think silence meant peace, until the night I sat across from my East Asian wife and realized her silence was hiding everything that would destroy our marriage.
I used to think peaceful dinners were a sign of a healthy marriage. But now I realize there's no louder truth than sitting across from your own wife and realizing the silence between you has more to say than either of you ever will. 3 years into my marriage with Emma, I believed we were doing everything right. We had our matching coffee mugs, our shared playlists, a mortgage we pretended we were proud of, and routines we thought made us stable. I was the numbers guy, the spreadsheet-loving analyst who cared about budgets and breakfast deals. Emma was the fire charismatic, ambitious, the kind of person who made her boss feel like he discovered her. People adored her. And honestly, so did I for a long time. Her boss, Gregory Mitchell, was the sort of man who could walk into a room and make it instantly unbearable. Silver hair, expensive suits, charisma so polished it almost squeaked, and the smug certainty of someone who believed leadership and flirting were basically the same skill. At first, I brushed it off. Every job has that one manager who acts like the company would implode without their input. But Gregory wasn't normal. He texted Emma at 11 p.m. about fonts and presentation transitions like he was running NASA instead of a marketing team. And every time his name appeared on her phone, she gave me that look half guilty, half defensive. "It's work," she'd say. "Don't be paranoid, except paranoia is just intuition wearing armor." Still, I swallowed my doubts. Marriage is choosing which battles are worth bleeding for. I figured this wasn't one of them, until the office party. Emma looked stunning that night, hair perfect, dress perfect, confidence perfect. I felt like the invisible accessory to her glow while she schmoozed through the room, charming clients and coworkers. Gregory spotted her instantly, his smile stretching too wide as he approached. "Emma, you look incredible," he announced, like he was unveiling a trophy. Then he turned to me with dismissive politeness. "And you must be Marcus." The analyst. The way he said analyst made it sound like I balanced checkbooks for a lemonade stand. Emma brushed off my discomfort, insisting I was reading into things. But I kept noticing the pattern: how Gregory hovered, how he leaned too close, how her phone buzzed nonstop when she wasn't home. One night, she came in at 2 a.m., smelling faintly of wine and excuses. "Client dinner," she said. Gregory needed my input. At 2 a.m., with wine involved? She said I was being ridiculous. I said nothing. Sometimes silence is the only way to keep from exploding. Then came the team celebration dinner, the real turning point. The whole night was a parade of artificial smiles and overpriced steaks. Gregory toasted Emma like she was the company's golden child, praising her brilliance while staring at her like she was more meal than colleague. And then he made the mistake of looking directly at me and saying, "You're a lucky man, Marcus. She's the whole package." Something snapped. "Funny," I said, raising my glass. "The package seems to come with features no one told me about before purchase." Laughter erupted. His smile stiffened. It should have ended there, but Gregory wasn't the kind of man who notes boundaries. Later, during another toast, he said loudly, "Honestly, Emma could do better than you." Emma looked horrified. Everyone froze. I smiled slowly. "You'd know all about better, Gregory. You've been divorced 3 times. "Plenty of practice." The room exploded, some in shock, some laughing nervously, some clearly relieved someone finally said it. The next morning, Emma was livid. "You humiliated me. Do you realize what you did?" "Yep," I said. Responded appropriately to disrespect. She said Gregory wanted us to have dinner again to clear the air. I agreed, mostly for the spectacle. At that dinner, Gregory hid his bruised ego behind corporate politeness and thinly veiled arrogance. Then he claimed I was threatened by Emma's success. I nearly laughed. "Success doesn't text married women at midnight about fonts," I said calmly. "That's you confusing leadership with boundary breaking." Emma begged us to stop. But something inside me was already finished. The next morning, I got up early and did what I do best: follow patterns. I pulled corporate expense reports, travel logs, internal filings. Gregory had been whining and dining clients the exact nights Emma stayed late. I compiled everything. I called a board liaison. I reported inappropriate conduct. I sent evidence anonymously. A week later, Gregory was asked to take indefinite leave, which in corporate terms means pack your things. Emma was dragged into the investigation too, her late nights, her messages, her involvement with him. She wasn't accused outright, but she was tangled enough to fall with him. 2 days later, she arrived at my new apartment with puffy eyes and shaking hands. "I lost my job," she whispered. "The board thinks I was part of it." I nodded sympathetically, but inside I'd already detached from emotions months ago. She cried, begged, pleaded to try again. "We can fix this," she insisted. "No," I said gently. "We can't rebuild something that collapsed from the foundation." She said she still loved me. I said I wish she had loved the marriage enough to respect it. That was the moment she finally understood the difference.